You can learn to appreciate me when it all remains the same. That you ain't never gonna change, never gonna change, never gonna change. My baby, come on, baby. And my heart can't take no more. No more. See my days are cold without you like you.
Hey everybody, welcome. This is the gracegorgeous channel. So please like, comment, subscribe, and notification bell to refresh my channel. People coming. This is Gucci. Yes, I got my natural hair out. I'm getting it done tomorrow. So yes, as y'all can see, we in a new room. I did say y'all gonna see different places of me doing my content. Y'all gonna see me in the living room. Y'all gonna see me here. Y'all gonna see me in my room. So y'all gotta be more familiar with the places I'm at. Okay, especially with this one. This one is the middle room. So we about to get into the story time, and no, it does not have no sex scenes in it with this. So just wanna point it out. It does not. This happened a long time ago with the story time. So do nothing cautious than that. So yeah, this is what happened in my 20s. Okay, I don't know what age I was. I can't remember what age I was, but basically my 20s. So into the story time. So chat. So hey y'all. So in this story time right here, it basically was me as gracegorgeous. You know, I was skinny. I was skinny or thick. I was skinny. I was very skinny when I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, but I was skinny, and me and we gonna use makeup because y'all know what I'm talking about. Is me and my friend makeup around the corner, and then it was her other two friends, that was Kayla and Ashley. Okay, so we got Mika, Kayla, and Ashley. So this when I woke up, it was during the summertime, y'all. It was during the summertime, and I woke up to text Mika, say, hey, what you doing? She said nothing, come over. I washed up, changed my clothes, brushed my teeth, went outside around the corner to go see her. We was chatting, doing our little blunts and stuff like that, I know. And you know, and Kayla and Ashley texted like, yo, what you do, y'all? What you doing? She's like, I'm with Grace. So she's like, well, call me down. We going downtown. He was like, okay. So Mika asked me, like, you wanna go downtown? I said, sure, I don't mind. We ain't doing nothing. So she was like, we will be there in like 10-20 minutes. So she was like, okay. So after that, so this was the time Kayla and Ashley, right? Kayla was walking. Kayla had like a wheelchair, y'all. She had a wheelchair. So one of her legs was cut off. Okay, one of her legs was cut off, but the other one was walking, but one of her legs was cut off. So Kayla had to push her sister. Okay. So Kayla had to push Ashley because they were both sisters. So yeah, after that, that's when I'm ready and stuff, you know. I'm waiting for a makeover yet. We at the house, you know. So she over here had to do some runarounds and stuff, you know. After the runarounds and stuff, so she's like, ready to go? I was like, yeah. So we walking, talking, you know. A couple people asked, yo, where y'all going? We going, so we be back. So he said, alright. So, you know, so after that, right, so we talking about boys and everything, like, oh, this person look cute, that person look cute. You know, we both just having our good conversations, and she basically telling me about her issues. I'm talking about mine, about these, you know, these guys and this, you know, this and that. So we get on a train. We walk into Utica. So we walk into Utica, stuff like that, you know. So we got in the train station. People opened the door. We went through through the door. And I went downstairs, we waited for the C train. Because I was like, so she was like, so Megan's like, well, we take the A. I was like, we need the C because we're going downtown. And we're going to, you know. So mind you, I still don't know where we're going. They just said downtown. They never said where. So I'm like, all right, boom. So after that, they might be, you know. So, you know, we talk and she got her headphones, I got mine, you know. So we made our way to Lafayette. Made to Lafayette. Then we got off of Lafayette, walked up the stairs, still talking. So Mika texting Ashley and Kayla. I see where they at. So they was like, oh, we about to get off the bus. We about to go upstairs too. And so she texted her, we go upstairs to go to test. She was like, oh, okay. So, you know, I'm asking, you know, Mika, like, where they want us to meet at. So he's like, Burlington upstairs. Oh, okay. So we go upstairs. Mind you, Ashley's in a wheelchair. Got no leg right here. The other one's still working. So I'm like, okay. So after that, I'm like, all right. So we walking, talking, having a good conversation, you know. So we got inside, walking, we got on the escalator, you know, we started walking all the way to the back. So, got the escalator, they was already up there. They was already, so we seen them giving them a hug, saying hi, and you know, we saying hi, you know. So that we going in here, you know. So they basically telling us, like, you know, I'm freaking slow, because I'm not understanding these code names. So I'm like, So, after before we get inside, we talking, so it's like this, they was like, get in here, we gonna have to look and put it inside. No, there was the code name was, no, we gonna make it the code name, like, it was so long ago, don't remember the code name. But more like a few, we're gonna say Apple. We always say, you know, because, you know, Apple and stuff like that, you know. So I'm looking like, okay, why are we saying Apple? Like, you know, I'm so freaking lost. So actually, I'm kind of lost here. I don't know what we doing. So I don't like it. So I'm just being lost to this whole thing. I'm really am, because I'm looking at all of them like, what are we doing? It was making me like confused a little bit, because I'm looking like, what are we doing? We saying Apple. Well, I'm not understanding. They was like, yeah, we're gonna say Apple, we're gonna give it to her. So I'm like, not understanding. It wasn't not clicking to me at all. But then I'm like, so Kayla and Ashley go outside. Mika's like, I'm gonna tell her. He's like, okay. So they go outside. Mika stand, you know, staring at like, well, like, Mika like, Grace, we're gonna steal some clothes. I'm like, oh, somebody. He said we say Apple to give it to her, just to put it in the thing. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not liking this. Like, I'm really like, yo, I'm not liking this, because like, we gonna go to jail. I'm having so much stuff, like, I am not liking this. Like, why you ain't telling me I could let go? Y'all go ahead, I'm gonna be home. Y'all do what y'all want. Like, I was just like, I am not like this. So, basically, Kayla and Ash on the other side, and Meg on the other side. We all spread out. So I'm looking, and we go inside. I'm looking at this shirt right here. It was like, I think it was 2 dresses or 1. And I'm going through the dresses and stuff like that. You know, going through the dresses, you know, just look at the dresses and stuff like that, you know. So I'm looking at the dresses. So back in my mind, I'm nervous because I'm just going through the dresses, you know. So, you know, the people ain't paying no mind on me. They pay attention to the other people on the side, trying to see what they're doing, but they ain't paying attention to me. So I was going through the dress and stuff like that. So I'm basically asking her, like, do y'all have a big size? She's like, no, stuff like, ask her questions, not trying to make it hot or anything, So, I'm like, so going through it, So, it was just dress, right? It had like, I think it was white, I believe, either white or like a little, it was some type of, some flowers. And it was like a really long dress I don't think I have it, I don't have it to this day, but it was a dress I had. And I think it was yellow or pink. It was one, it had flowers on it and stuff. It was a good dress. Yeah, it was a good dress. But I think it was yellow or pink dress I had. And so Mick comes to me and was like, you see something that you like? So I was like, I see this, but then she's like, do it have like a security thing? I said, no, I checked. I said, no, I checked it. I don't see nothing. So I tell Ashley to come. Maker gave it to Ashley. She was like, she showed it to her. So I said, okay. And she gave it to her. Was like, put this inside. So she put it inside. Where would she put it on that wheelchair? That's the only thing I had gotten. But it was other couple things that they had gotten and gave it to her. It was like apples and that. That's the only thing I have gotten in there, right? So it was like, alright, I don't see nothing. We could leave. You don't see a damn thing. Stuff like that, So we not even there making it hot, So we going past, it was us, and then it was another like couple and stuff like that, or a lady next to us. So we walking, and the thing alarm goes off. So the man stops the couple and was like, hey, let me check your bags. They left your alarm and stuff. So everybody looking, like, it's not us. So after that, that's when we left out, go downstairs and stuff like that. So we go downstairs, we go mad far. Then after that, I remember this day, I definitely remember this day. We go mad far. And my friend gave me my dress. Ashley gave me my dress, and she gave Mika her stuff, and her sister. She said, just leave it where we got it at. So after I said, I see y'all. So we talking, have a good time. They say we gotta go. I gotta take her. She can't walk. She can't be outside too long. So I was like, okay. She gonna be Ashley gonna be with her man. She was gonna be with my man. So it was okay. So we went from them. Then after it was me and Mika, so she was like, where you going? I said, I'm going to my male friend's house. She said, I see you later. She said, I'm going to find, I'm going to meet this guy. So I'm like, all right, go on, let me go. So I go to my male friend's house and stuff like that, went there. Then after that, that's when I go inside there. I believe they had the downstairs key. And he had changed his lock. So I basically knocked on the door. He came to the door. Hey, what you doing here? I said, I'm going to come see you, stuff like that. So we talking and stuff. And when I came there, we talking, stuff like that. It might be, I spent the night over there. Next day, I had looked in the bag. It was a bag I had looked at. And his home attendant was there. And they talk and stuff like that, I tried to dress it, so I'm feeling it. So no, actually I looked on there and stuff like that, I see the tag and I saw the alarm. So on the dress that I had bought, it had an alarm on. I'm like, damn, I can't get it off and stuff like that, cause I be, So after that, I went to my male friend outside. So I was like, I came to say, hey, yeah, how y'all doing? He was like, you finally up? He was like, damn, you can sleep. I was like, yeah. I was like, I need your help. So she was like, so he like, help for what? I said, so the home team like, yeah, help for what? I said, can you take this long off? So then she was like, he was like, they didn't take it off from the store. I was like, no, we did. We actually stole the dress. So he's like, what? So they didn't take it off. I was like, no, because I didn't actually tell him to face, but I texted him that I stole the dress, but I don't want to stick it home to that, So after that, so she was like, so when I texted him and told, cause he was like, they didn't get to the store, so I said, but I texted him. I didn't say it from the internet, but I did text it, him, and he looked at me like, have you lost your mind? So he was like, you know what, don't worry, because I'm used to my mouth, I'm used to taking these things off. So he was like, all I need is a lighter and some scissors to cut it. So after he asked, after that I had a lighter and the home attendant had some scissors. So he had scissors, he was lighting it, it wouldn't come out. So he's still trying to cut it and stuff like that. He was like, I got it. So he took the alarm off. Then after that, so the home attendant was like, Grace, this is a cute dress. I'm like, thank you. He said, where you got it? I said, Burlington. You know, it was only for $10, $15. When I saw it, $15. She's like, oh, that's nice. So I said, yeah, only if you knew. So after that, so he was like, so that's when my friend said, girl, you should be, he said, how the hell? And I told him what happened. So he was, oh my God, you should be lucky you haven't got caught because this had an alarm on it. I said, good. I was like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything, which I did not. I didn't know anything until I got there. So after that, I'm like, you know what, I'm not doing this again. This is too nerve-wracking. I can't do this. So yeah, after that, I didn't do it again because it was just too nerve-wracking. I couldn't do it. So my friends like, oh, don't do that shit. Let her get into those type of issues. I said, I didn't do anything. He said, I did that, but we don't do shit like that here. He said, but luckily I know what to do in these type of situations and stuff like that, you know. So while we have discussion, my friend having a conversation, the home attendant which the home attendant knew me from that long, but she was like, home attendant was like, what's going on? Did you get on my bike? That's when, you know, he told the home attendant, but he didn't like tell her face because the sister, his sister was in the house. But he texted her and told her, like, check your phone. So he was so dead, the home attendant was like, Grace, are you crazy? Why would you do? I was like, I didn't know what was going on until I got there. So after that, I never did it again. I was like, oh my goodness, this is too nerve-wracking for me. But yes, that was the first time I actually stole a dress. Never in my life I would do a freaking dress here because, like I said, I was so lost. I'm thinking they're gonna buy something and stuff like that. You know, like I'm not aware of it. So, child, after that, he finally got the lawnmower. I think after I went home and I think my mother seen me, oh, this is a cute dress and stuff like that. I think it was like a yellow or pink dress I had. It was some type of dress I had bought. I can't remember. If I could find a dress, then I'll probably show it. This is the dress that actually was taken. But yeah, it happened so long ago, and I was so nervous because I'm like, yo, I'm just thinking of all possibilities over here. So I was just so nerve-wracking with the whole thing. I was just like, ugh, I cannot do this no more. But yeah, that's what happened. If y'all want to do something with y'all friends, please don't do it because it's so nerve-wracking because you trying not to get your hopes up and just thinking other options in your head or not doing stupid shit and stuff like that. Trust me, there's a lot of options, like, child. Okay? But yeah, I said after that, I'm just going to pay because it's too much nerve-wracking for me. It really is. But yes, child. This is when stuff got crazy and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I can't do this no more. But please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend, check my channel. There be more videos coming, I don't want to miss it. And this is a good story time how I stole a dress, child. Don't be in fool with your friends, because they will do some crazy shit. I will tell you that. But bye, y'all. Take care. Y'all want more story time? Drop it down in the description, and I'll give y'all more story times. Like, I have past story times. Y'all don't even know that it's just a crazy wild day for me. But bye, y'all.